All right. Hello there, magic makers. This is Destiny on Magical Monday. So today I am going to be talking about owning your shit, not theirs. There have been many episodes that have come out over the past week for me, sometimes with my clients, sometimes just with other people, sometimes just with some friends, about what's been going on for them. And a lot of it is that they are owning shit that is not theirs. Somebody else does something and then they take it on and they make it about them, and it has absolutely nothing to do with them whatsoever. It's more about the other person being a dick, really, than anything else. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is, what does that look like? You know, sometimes people can just be mean, and they can just be like in deep in their own shit, and or not owning their shit, which is huge, right? Like, I mean, if they're not willing to take a look at what's going on for them, it can definitely impact you, especially if they make it that way. So like, one example is if you get a really nasty text from somebody, or you overhear a conversation that maybe you really wish that you didn't. Some people can just be douches and they can call you directly on the phone, which there's a little bit of pros and cons to that. Like, at least they're talking to you directly. But if they're just coming at you and they're not giving you an opportunity to say anything back, and it's all a blame game, that's just jacked. That's messed up. And so what do you do? Like, what do you do with that? That's just a lot of really negative energy coming at you. And a lot of people just take it on and own it and feel like it's theirs, and really it's not. So I think a big part of this is to take a step back and see like what pieces and parts are really yours and what are theirs. Because a good chunk of it is it's their crap, right? Like, let's be real with that. And is there something from what they're saying that you could implement into what you're doing? Okay. So if there is, great, take it, right? And so this is sort of like a feedback, right? Even though it doesn't feel feedback-y and it feels kind of negative, and it is, you really want to just take a step back and see if there's something that you can learn for yourself, right? Because every single thing that happens to us in life, there's something that we can learn from that. And so if we take it, we can then implement it into our business. And sometimes it's the thing that we're not ever going to do, right? And so like, if somebody's being a douche and we're like, no, we don't want to do that, that's great news for us, right, in our business, because now we know and we've got a baseline of like, nope, we're not going to do that. So just take a step back and look to see if maybe there's something to learn from the situation that's going on. The next one is a piece of this is also part of that first one in the awareness and seeing what there is for you to learn. It's like figuring out what's theirs and what's yours, right? And that's why I said that first piece is to figure out if there's anything that you can learn from it. Because if there's a lot of stuff that's theirs, don't get involved with that at all. Like, seriously, I'm not saying ignore it, because if it's affecting your business or if it's affecting you personally, like, you want to put a stop to that, yes. However, because you're going to be able to distance yourself and you're going to know like, nope, this is mine, and I understand that maybe this is what happened, but this is theirs, it helps you to have a healthier conversation with them. And it's one that you don't have to like get all in it and get super emotional about, because now you know that there is a separation. And especially if you're like, no, that's more theirs than mine, right? That it can be really good for you. And so figuring out like, what part did you play in this, right? Because I mean, let's be honest, like, we play a part in things, right? In a couple of videos ago, I was saying like, hey, sometimes, right, we're the ones that are the crabs to people, and we don't know that until they bring it up. And so like, own your shit, right? Like, so what piece and part did you play in this? And if you can honestly look at it and say like, oh, you know what, I didn't play a piece in this, okay, this is like, have a conversation. If you have a piece or a part in it where it was like more than 50% and you're like, theirs, right? Like, maybe, I don't know, 49 yours, 51 theirs, you can actually go like, nope, that wasn't mine at all. have a conversation. And the conversation is just from a place of curiosity, not blame, right? Like, hey, so I heard that this happened and I just wanted to find out, like what was going on for you? Like, is there something that, maybe I can improve upon, right? Because here's the thing, the drama that comes with all of this bullshit that other people throw on us has a lot to do with their judgment of themselves. So if you take a look and you see what they're complaining about you for, it's because it's usually because of like some sort of an insecurity or a judgment that they have upon themselves. And so if you can just distinguish that's between the two and you're like, yeah, this one's not me, having that conversation and just asking like, is there something that I can improve upon? It diffuses everything. So it's not a blamey back and forward thing that can just escalate and, oh my God, like go back to high school, and we're not in high school anymore, right? We are not in high school anymore. So figuring out like what's theirs, what's yours, and then also like having this conversation from a place of like, well, what can I do better? What could it look like? Now, that doesn't mean you have to take it or implement anything that they're saying. You're just giving them an opportunity to give you feedback in a way that won't be bitchy or judgy or any of that stuff, right? So what does that look like for them? And then the last step is like to clear your energy. Like seriously, once this is all said and done, and you can do this step multiple times along the way, like clear it. Get rid of that stuff because you don't need it. And so one of the ways that I love doing this is by taking out the trash. And so, you wouldn't keep a stinky trash can in your kitchen forever, right? You would like get rid of it. So like start figuring out and like taking all of this energy and like balling it up and throwing it in this trash can and like take the trash out, right? Like just get it out of your house. And it's just a fantastic method to get rid of this stuff and to help you like just come back to your natural energy and your energy field. And then what, right? There's a couple things like you are a grown ass adult. You do not need to hang around this person if you don't want to, right? Like you can actually change that. If they're family, yeah, that might mean it's a hard decision, but you can actually change that. So you can choose not to hang out with them anymore. Now, if you are going to choose to hang out with them anymore, this is a great opportunity to set some boundaries, right? Of like what you will and won't put up with. And doing that is setting boundaries, super easy, holding them, not so much. So practice this. Practice with people that you are comfortable with that are not the ones that are sending you shitty texts, emails, or phone calls, or whatever that might look like, or even confrontations in person. Like, just start practicing setting these boundaries and holding them and making sure that, you can, so that when it does come time for you to hold a boundary with somebody that's, kind of shady and shitty, you can. And just make sure you do hold them and make sure that you're doing what works for you and your energy field and how you feel, because that's what you're responsible for. So remember, like, crappy situations happen all the time. Crappy situations happen to good people. They happen to bad people. It's just what goes on. How you deal with it, though, that's up to you. So being aware of, like, what the situation is and what's yours, right? What's yours versus what's theirs. Having a conversation about it and just like getting it out there and then clearing your energy to like just bring yourself back to neutral. So I hope this helps you in understanding, like, own your shit, right? This is what the whole thing is about, owning yours, not theirs. Let them figure their shit out for themselves. Or you know what? Tell them to watch these videos so that they can get on it. What do you say about that? All right, until the next time, have an amazing week and peace. Bye.